Hi, my name is Lauren Schneider, and I'm here to talk about the parenting challenges. Poverty has a large impact on a person's ability to parent and has a lasting effect on children. So, I first wanted to talk about stress. Some parents think that because their children aren't speaking yet, that they don't understand what is going on around them. Poverty, especially, can have serious impacts on young children. If the parent has a chaotic schedule, because they don't have a steady job yet, this then affects the child's daily schedule. If the child doesn't have a normal sleeping and feeding schedule, this can make a child's temperament fussier, and this stress as a child can then have long-term effects on their later life. So stress can also affect a parent's ability to parent. Stressed parents don't enjoy parenting and they spend less time with their children. But this could also be because they spend more time at work rather than they don't want to spend time with their child. They tend to be more critical. They tend to be less affectionate and less responsive. Parents who experience intense stress can also lead to abuse, which Tessa had said, and sometimes overwhelmed parents will be neglectful to their children and they'll use TV as a babysitter. Or they'll allow anybody to babysit their children, and sometimes those people aren't the best people to babysit. And sometimes they'll even allow their baby to stay in their playpen or their crib with no stimulation. Also, they talked about low-income jobs and jobs with no benefits. And the number one thing they were talking about is how they couldn't go to doctor visits, and it talks about no vaccinations. But a lot of people didn't touch on mental health care. If they aren't getting benefits for regular doctor visits, they aren't getting benefits for mental health care. I actually have a cousin who has OCD, and it's a very bad case, and he doesn't have the money to get the help that he needs, and his dad doesn't have the benefits to get him to see a doctor on a regular schedule. He gets to see a doctor maybe once a month, and that's not really doing anything for him, and he's getting worse and worse. And he isn't even able to get a job because his OCD is so bad. So what happens when what happens if, like, when his dad dies and then he's just left by himself, and then he's in poverty already by himself, he's already in poverty with his dad, so then he'll be probably forced to be homeless, and it's like sad to say, but if he were to have the benefits to get help, he would maybe be able to get a job or something if he could get his OCD under control. So a lot of people just think about, oh, you can't get go to the doctor visits and stuff, but people forget about the mental health visits too. And also, low-income jobs affect people living out of their cars and also people not having a car at all. And if you don't have a car, you can't just pick up and go to the store at any time. So if your kid runs out of formula or needs diapers, or just even you don't have the things that you need to make dinner, or even if your kid misses the bus in the morning, you have to maybe walk a ways to catch the city bus, and then they're late for school, and then this leads to chaos in their life. And I talked about the stress affecting their life if they don't have a regular schedule. And then also, they just since they don't have a car, maybe they just pick the closest daycare in their area, and maybe it's not the best daycare, And Tessa had talked about childcare and the quality of childcare. Right now, I'm in a class where I observe childcare centers, and I've seen really good childcare centers and I've seen really bad childcare centers. And quality really does affect a child and a child's development. So sometimes it is better to spend the extra money to get the better childcare center, but a lot of times these people have no other choice, whether it is the money or the distance. So that's a big impact in a kid's life, that they have no choice on about which childcare center they go to.